All right. Great. Well, Australians were very interested in the passing of the new reforms to the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act because it said in the title it was about the environment and about conservation. It's actually a planning instrument more than dealing with environmental problems that Australia's facing. Now, the good part about this is that coal and gas will not be streamlined. Coal and gas will not pass through the approvals process faster than what they currently have been. The bad news is that coal and gas will not pass through the approvals process any slower. We have too many new coal and gas mines coming online, and the only way to protect the environment in Australia, the only way that we're going to protect threatened species, the only way for us to secure a safe climate is to reduce the amount of fossil fuels. We are continuing to expand them. This Act doesn't do anything to stop the expansion of fossil fuels. The good news is that with the EPBC sort of out of the way, we can now get on with the real work of reducing Australia's domestic reliance on fossil fuels, as well as stopping the expansion of our fossil fuel exports. We signed on to this as a country just last week in Belém. The Energy Minister Chris Bowen talked about our commitment to phase out fossil fuels in the chamber yesterday. I'm looking forward to the government tackling the expansion of fossil fuels, tackling our fossil fuel exports, and actually doing something significant to protect nature, to protect our threatened species. And the EPBC Act doesn't do that, but very pleased it was negotiated with the Greens. So we've got some wins and we don't have fast tracking for coal and gas. And I'll hand over to George.
Thanks, Leanne. Hi, Georgina Woods, Head of Research and Investigations at Lock the Gate Alliance. Lock the Gate is greatly relieved that the Greens were able to negotiate with the government to prevent the fast tracking of coal and gas mining under reforms put into the Parliament by the Albanese Labor government to the Environment Protection Biodiversity Conservation Act. Our communities will be greatly relieved that the law that protects water ensures that damage to water resources from coal and gas mining will remain in Commonwealth hands. We need that oversight, and we're grateful to the Greens for negotiating with the government to save the water trigger. There is unfinished business for the Australian government. Coal and gas mining will not be fast-tracked, but the Albanese government has failed to bring climate change into Australia's national environment law, and so the huge contribution that coal and gas exports from Australia make to climate change, which is hurting Australians all over the country, is yet to be dealt with. We can't ignore climate change any longer. Just because a law passes the Parliament doesn't mean the climate crisis and ecosystem collapse are not still happening. So this is unfinished business, to deal with the contribution our coal and gas exports make to climate change and to protect Australians from the impacts of global warming going above 1.5 or, God forbid, 2 degrees. We do remain concerned that the bill that will pass the Parliament today appears to be able to fast track quite toxic and damaging minerals mining. This is part of the government's core promise in this bill, is to fast track mining, and the water trigger has not been extended to apply to all kinds of mining in Australia. I think there will be communities in regional areas across the country gravely concerned if their right to participate in decision making and confidence in environmental oversight over highly toxic minerals mining is going to be weakened by this law. I think we will see the consequences of minerals mining for generations to come, and I urge the government to take care and ensure that the well-being of Australian people and the environment is prioritised over the top of making deals to sell minerals and compromise the health of Australians.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with all our latest research and work, sign up to our newsletter. Delivered every fortnight, it includes behind-the-scenes updates from Richard Dennis, an exclusive cartoon from Judy Horacek, details for our upcoming events and webinars, as well as explainers, graphs, and not to mention the latest cutting-edge research and analysis from the team here on the key issues that are facing Australia. Click the button on your screen to check it out.